Welcome, traveler. Today, the Cavern Queen discusses colony planning, tours TimidHat's colony, and checks out a traveling trader. Hello everyone, it's Lady Shatana. Thanks for coming back to join me on my adventures. I am wanting to let you know that today's daily special is taters. We boil them, we mash them, and we put them in a stew. I love putting silly signs all over, so when you're taking a look at any of the buildings in Cavern, make sure you're looking at all the signs, because sometimes there's some pretty funny ones. Speaking of funny signs, TimidHat, hello. Hello, how are you today? Yeah?
I'm stealthy.
You're stealthy. You're so stealthy. Absolutely. I, however, am not. I am covered in plate mail, and let me tell you, plate mail is not super stealthy, but it looks good, right? It's nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. Hi, Charlie. Charlie. Yep.
You're like a paladin in D&D.
I'm like a paladin in D&D. That's right. So not stealthy.
Not stealthy at all.
Indeed. Okay,
I'm
we're
usually the stealthy one.
Yes. TimidHat is stealthy. I am not. Alright, we've got a couple of things that we're gonna do. First of all, it's nighttime, so we're gonna sleep. Are you having a bath in my pool? It's a nice pool. I saw you in there.
Oh, I thought it was just like water.
Don't make my pool ice, you silly bean. Silly bean. Okay, alright, we're gonna sleep. We're gonna sleep. We're gonna have a
I don't know, I lost my sleeping bag somehow, and I don't know where it is.
You lost your sleeping bag. That's okay. I will sleep, and it will be absolutely fine. So there we go. Okay, let's do some things. We are going to place the mine today, and we're going to use the alternative mine, which is specifically built to fit into a lower intersection. You want to make sure that you are not going to build any more colony levels below the level that you build it on, because miners don't care what is there previously. They will tunnel through absolutely anything. So it's definitely something you want to be aware of when you're deciding to place your mine. So what we've got here, I've got there's the main front part and working backwards, and this is about the center of where the colony itself is going to be. So I'm going to put it here because I'm not intending to go down at all. So what you do, you have the mine in your inventory, and the mine block is fairly simple. It's just a wooden pickaxe with some wood and the build tool. And what you're going to do is you're going to just come to the lower area, and I've taken out the there was those leaves and the panels there, so I've taken those out just to sort of prep. And you're just going to click on the floor, and you're going to go to fundamentals, except you're going to make sure that you're in Cavern. You're going to see a little later why I was in Shire. But you're going to go to fundamentals, we're going to go to alternative, and we're going to select the mine. And you're going to move this over so that you're about centered, and you can center yourself with the stairs there. So you can take a look, and you can see with the stairs that it's about centered, and then you're going to drop it down. And when you do that, what you're going to end up with is the lantern bit here is going to match up with the lantern bit that was already there. You see it's matched up, and then you can see with the lines that it is completely centered in this section. So what it's going to do is it's going to build this little upper bit, and right now I have it set so that you can see the placeholders, and placeholders are part of schematics that just tells the builder don't touch anything that's in that spot, but for the ease of everything else here, we're going to turn that off. So that's what it's going to look like. So it's going to build this bit, and then it's building everything down. And you can see the red block is where the hut block is. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to dig our way down to where that hut block is. And we're going to hope that we don't actually fall into a big pit underneath us, which is one of the dangers of building this way. Yeah, so I'm going to dig down and we'll get to the hut block. Okay, so I have dug down so that I can reach where the hut block is going to be, and as you can see, it's going to be putting a whole level down here, and then the mine will dig its way down, down, down. So let's go ahead and we're going to click the check mark to place that there, and we're going to actually start the build. It doesn't need anything more complicated than any of the other starter ones, but let's get that going. So then we'll have our mine, because we do need the mine in order to do research for various things that we need. So let's go take a look at that research so you can see why we need to have the mine. So I talked previously about how I was saving all of that cobblestone because we do need a fair amount of it to make stone and stone bricks for the cavern style. However, you do end up with a whole lot of extra. And I like to use the crusher and the sifter to actually go through all that and use it up by when it sifts, it gets iron nuggets and all kinds of other goodies. And that's in the university. So in the university research, under technology, you are going to be doing the stone cake, and that unlocks the stone masons, and then you unlock rocking roll, which unlocks the crushers. But in order to do that, you need a level 3 mine. So that's why we have to get that mine on the go. Another thing we need to get going for the sawmill and various other things after that is Forester's Hut. And that one, while we do have the Forester's Hut in the forestry mega hall, I'm going to pop one outside, and I think we talked about how I think I'm going to use the Shire style for all of the external stuff. So I've got something on the go over there, so we're going to go out and see that in a minute. But first, we're going to place the hospital. So I did finish the first research in my university to unlock the hospital, because I do have people starting to get influenza. And instead of curing them all myself, I think it's better to just build a hospital. So what I've got, taking a look at the setup here, I've got my connectors and everything ready to go backwards. The connectors, now eventually we're going to fill all of them with various decorations and utilities and things like that, but this one we're going to use the alternative hospital. There are a number of huts that do have an alternative version that fits into a connector space. So I'm going to show you how that works. So we're going to leave hospitals under fundamentals. Yes, so fundamentals, and then we're going for the alternative and selecting the hospital. And what it's going to do is it fits into here. You line up, so it's overlapping the one wall, and it's lined up in the center here, and it's going to just basically fill the space that you have already open. So what's great about this one is that it's already got its space open. Now you can build this directly, so without doing the connector first and then building this, you can actually build this directly if you want, if you have your planning such that you're ready to go with that. So that's going to pop that in right here. So it's yeah, I think it's going to look great right there. It'll be fairly central to the colony and everybody will be able to reach it. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to place that. And we're going to start the build. Just like that. So that's those on the go. And I did finish the tavern. So it's the Chateau de Chindria, a winner of the Epic Taverns Award. Chindria is one of the way super amazing cool people that we have on our Minecolonies team. She's awesome. And yeah, so I do like to shout out to various mods and devs and other builders and things like that in my signage. So as I've said, make sure that you are watching out for the signs. Just like where our builder here is Nitwit Ned's builder base. I just love nitwits, so that's why I've got that there. But over here, safety gear must be worn in this area. Look at those blades. You definitely need safety gear. Don't believe me? Just ask One-Eyed Carl or No Toes Train. Those are two more of our Minecolonies team. So yeah, that's something that makes me happy. Okay, moving on to what I was talking about with some exterior stuff. We've talked about it in previous episodes. I have added a little temporary stair. I will be making it much nicer as soon as I get around to it. But what I'm thinking is that I'm going to put a lumber or forester up here, and then I'm going to plant a whole bunch of trees back there for him to use. I do have my orchard is over there right now, and as I said, I think I'm going to be moving it eventually, but in order to make sure that he doesn't touch any of those, there is a trick that we're going to have to do when we get to that point. It's getting to be sunset. Look at that beautiful sun. Look at that. Look at how lovely that is. I am a big fan of sunsets, whether they're real or in a game. But yeah, there we go. I love it. I love it. Okay. Oh, hello. Hello there. How are you? I love llamas. Not as much as I love alpacas. Llamas are not the nicest, but alpacas are apparently really, really sweet. Yeah, so trader, hello. Are you as cool as the goblin trader? You've got some interesting things. A small leaf. Not as good as the goblin. You're not as cute. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like you. I'm sure you're nice. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I have cleared a little bit of this out, and I was sort of test placing things earlier. That's why I have this here. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to swap to Shire. And I'm going to go to Fundamentals and the Forester's Hut, and I'm previewing at level 5. I always like to preview at level 5. And the reason why I had the placeholders on earlier is because of a crazy thing that is in this Shire building. This particular one is designed to fit with a, I believe it was a sawmill. So you can actually put the two together, but I'm not going to do that. But I can see from rendering the placeholders, if you take a look at this, that it requires some solid blocks there, but this whole section is the regular placeholders that says don't touch anything that's in this space. So because I can see that and that there's nothing else in here I need to worry about, I'm actually going to place this whole section into the hill, and then I'm not going to worry about it. So that's why I had those placeholders open, so I could see that. So this whole bit is just going to leave the hill, which is really great. And then the next bit I'm building isn't going to be in this section anyway. It's going to be over there. So I think this is going to look really nice. So I'm going to have a nice stair coming up here, and then I'm going to have this guy just hanging out in this little space right here. And then I'll, like I said, I'll put some trees over there for him to work with, maybe some trees over here. And I think the forester will be quite happy up here. And yeah, so that's my plan. So let's go ahead and place that. just like that. And we're not going to start the build yet. I'm going to get those other things finished before I do that. And then what I was thinking is I would continue the stairway up the hill here a bit. And then what I'm thinking is I'm going to terrace things a bit. I'm going to have a couple of levels here. I'm going to have a sort of a terrace down there and a terrace up here. I level this out a little bit, and I'm thinking I'll put my herders out here. So maybe like 2 herders down there with some I don't know, some trees and things like that to make it like look nice, and then a couple of herders up here. And I'll probably put a single residence to have a residence for everybody who's working out here. And I do have that 1 guard tower that's actually under that section right there. And then what I'll probably do is add another barracks out here just to keep everybody safe out here. And then I'll take a look at maybe some walls or things like that, or see if maybe just the barracks will be enough. But yeah, and then they've got a really nice view of all of the stuff out here, and yeah, I think that'll look great. And then I just won't build the herder hall inside. And for the forester bit, I can do one of 2 things. In the forestry hall, when I build it, I can still build the forester, and maybe just have him doing, you know, 1 kind of tree inside, or I can just not build the forester. You don't actually have to build everything in its spots in the mega halls. And in that particular one, it would still look okay without having it there, but I'll decide that later. So there's that. I think that's really good progress on this. I'm trying to decide with this, and maybe you guys can let me know what you think. So this is coming up the stairs right here, coming up, and I'm going to make them nice, and then I'm going to have nice stairs going here. I could take this out and put, you know, something there, or just kind of sort of level it out, or I can make it look nice and have it like a little seating area, little picnic area with a nice view out on the lake. I think I might do that, but let me know what you think. If I should do that, or if I should just rip it out, or maybe just put a big tree there or something like that. So give me your ideas. Let me know what you think. Yeah, so there's that. What else? What else is going on? Maybe we should go take a look at what progress TimidHat has made on his colony. So let's do that. Let's go over and say hello to the TimidHat. Hello, hello. Still looks pretty similar. Oh, hello. How are you? You're so sneaky. I can't see you there at all. These are the Domum, the DO blocks, the white paper, which I think they're really, really cool that you can sort of see through them. Fun little walls. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Well, that doesn't look much different. That's not much different. Oh, hello. What do we have over here?
I just finished building my town hall.
He just finished building his town hall. So this is the level 1 Birch Town Hall.
I just built it to get some researching in my university.
Yeah, so that is, so the thing with Minecolonies, and this, when we first started back in the day of Minecolonies, you just built the buildings we had. We only had like 6 or 7 or 8. We now have, I think it's 43 different huts. I know, it is a lot. And the university researches was something that was a really interesting mechanic when it came in. So you do have to research, you actually have to build, you know, pretty much everything at some point in order to be able to research and get other buildings and things like that. So I think this is going to look really great. I think it's going to be really, really nice. So you got that.
Over here, my builder dude is currently working on it.
Builder dude is currently over here.
He's making a barracks.
Oh, he's making a barracks. Okay. So you're going to have your town hall and your barracks, and you got...
Hopefully before the barbarians show up.
Hopefully before the barbarians show up.
Sorry, barbarians.
Yes, not...
Barbarians were all in danger.
Not barbarians. Yeah. Exactly. And things are getting a little fancier here.
This is level 3 citizen's hut. This is level 3 builder's hut.
Level 3 going on. Fancy,
We have
fancy,
a level
fancy.
2 guard tower here because research.
Yeah, because research. So guard towers is something that I always had trouble with guard towers because I would build stuff and then people would be yelling that they needed a guard tower near them and I'd be like, well, wait, I didn't make room for guard towers, which is why, yeah, which is why I built Cavern the way I did, so that you can just plop in guard towers anywhere that you that get close to everything. But yeah, no, things are looking really great over here. I don't think you've ever had this much actual progress on a colony.
So I do have a lumberjack over there.
And a lumberjack as well.
And another guard tower up here.
Yeah, so yeah, no, this is really great. TimidHat tends to go off on tangents with the various mods. So, you know, like just working on the Ars Nouveau or things like that. So this is actually really awesome progress for him.
Yeah, this is the farthest I've actually ever gotten in
yeah, the farthest you've ever gotten. So very, very proud of you. And eventually, I imagine you're going to move all this Ars stuff into its own spot.
I mean, I kind of got good at that.
Or you're just going to leave it here. I mean, that's...
It's not disturbing anything.
No. But,
I mean, like, I suppose I could fit, like, another guard tower there,
but you know, we'll see. You'll see.
I mean, like, you know, I got my fair share of Ars.
Yeah. Got lots of Ars things. Okay, so that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so happy to see you making progress.
You're doing great.
I'm doing great too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But I think that actually does it for the day. I mean, we just did a whole bunch of colony stuff and we did checkups on other colony stuff. So I think we're going to end it there. I hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic day and that we see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye!